precious little kids lost their lives, and I believe 3 adults, and the shooter, of course, lost their life too. So it's a horrible, horrible situation, and we're not going to fix it. Criminals are going to be criminals, and my daddy fought in the Second World War, fought in the Pacific, fought the Japanese, and he told me, he said, buddy, he said, if somebody wants to take you out and doesn't mind losing their life, there's not a whole heck of a lot you can do about it. Free.
I'm wondering something. I'm wondering if those were his kids, would he say that? If those were his grandkids, would he say that? And I'm talking about what recently just happened in right outside of Nashville. And why I'm taking this so personal is because the ages of the children that were killed. I teach 4th graders. And a 23-year-old former student walked into that school and killed 6 people before being taken out himself. Usually I would have an intro and all of that good stuff. Nah, not today. Not today, because this one's a little personal for me. This one's a little personal because you took out some kids. I came across a clip that Whoopi Goldberg said. Let me get it for y'all.
I'm tired of trying to find a way to justify you being able to keep 75 guns in your house. I am tired of trying to figure out a way to say, listen, we have rules and I'm tired of trying to find a way to justify.
It didn't play the full clip, but you pretty much get the gist of it. Okay. The thing I'm not understanding is that why do people feel the need to have automatic weapons around the house? Why the hell do you need an AR-15 to hold down your fort? I'm really wondering that. Columbine, Sandy Hook, Uvalde, Oxford, Michigan, and now Nashville. But the current governor of Tennessee wants to spend all of his time trying to ban drag shows and things of that nature, when it was just recently revealed that he was on video in drag, but it was a joke. Oh, I did that to be funny. Are you laughing now? 7 people lost their lives because you people that worship the red state and what it means, you're letting the Second Amendment blind you, and I guess the National Rifle Association's checks blind you for what's really going on. Virginia Tech, Michigan State University. Need I go on? What is it going to take for you people to realize that there is a serious problem in this country? And it's called guns. I don't have an issue with the Second Amendment, but what I do have an issue with is when babies are dying because you want to let people purchase weapons without taking some form of mental competency exam. You want to sit up here at trade shows and let these people openly buy these weapons, and then they turn around and they do tragedies. I'm not understanding this. You know, I try not to get political with things when I'm doing this podcast, but you know what? It's to a point to where I have 2 grandkids. One of them is in the 1st grade, 6 years old. Not too much younger than these babies who just lost their lives in Nashville. And I have a serious, serious problem with that. What is it going to take for one of y'all to wake up and realize that, hey, we got a serious ass problem in this country? What are you going to do about it? Are you going to think about the people, or are you going to continue to practice policy? What happens? What happens when one of you get a phone call one day and get told that your grandchild, your niece, your nephew, or whoever is currently on lockdown because some idiot with an AR-15 is walking around that school picking people off? What are you going to do then? Will it be gun reform then? Will it matter then? Or are you going to let the NRA run this country? And honestly, the NRA are the sorriest sacks of shit I ever met in my life. Because you people have no problem with allowing Americans to have weapons in their homes that they really don't need. Can I go out and go buy a gun anywhere? Yeah, I can. Do I have guns in my home? No, I don't. But understand something. What are you going to do when you're on the receiving end of a phone call? When you're on the receiving end on turning on your news network and finding out the hard way that this is real. This is really real. What are you going to do then? What are you going to do? Are you going to blame the NRA? Are you going to blame yourselves for not taking the proper measures of preventing these things? Or are you going to be like idiots like Candace Owens that want to sit here and we need to investigate and look into further what this person did? I'm going to be honest with you. I don't give a fuck about that person. That person killed 6 people. 6 people, 6 innocent people that did nothing to them. They took out babies that didn't ask to be here. And you're a former student of that school. I can give less than a damn about getting to know anything about the shooter. Fuck him, her, whatever pronouns they want to use, and their family, because you know what? 6 people now have to answer the question why. And they can't ask you because the police took you out. 6 funerals that didn't have to happen. And you got shit for brains people like Candace Owens that wants to sit here and investigate. We need to find out why. No, the fuck we don't need to find out why. No, we don't. The problem is this person decided to get not 1, but 2 automatic weapons and a handgun, walk into a school and kill people. But you mentioned the word gun laws, and people want to throw up the Second Amendment. I wish one of you NRA enthusiasts, lobbyists, followers, lovers of the NRA, attend one of the funerals to the individuals who lost their lives. Walk up on that altar and look at their families dead in the face and explain to them the importance of being able to carry around an assault rifle in their home. As they are sitting there mourning the loss, the senseless loss of their loved ones. I bet you don't make it out the door. I bet you don't have the balls to walk up there and look at those people and tell them, I'm sorry for your loss, but laws are laws, amendments are amendments. People lost their lives. Do you realize that? And I don't care what side of the fence you're on. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, Independent, Libertarian, whatever. This country is out of control. There is no control whatsoever. And I fault this government. I fault them all. Because you'd rather spend more time trying to ban a social media app. You want to spend more time with trying to remove African American studies from schools, ban drag shows, senseless bullshit you'd rather sit up and deal with when we have a real epidemic. And that epidemic is people with no mental stability whatsoever getting assault rifles, getting automatic weapons, and terrorizing malls, schools, college campuses. With no explanation as to why. No explanation whatsoever. But everybody wants to sit here and scream, vote for this, vote for that. What am I voting for? What am I voting for? When I have to roll over and look at babies. Look at babies being slaughtered. And you can't tell me why. As a person who pays taxes and deals with all of the crap this place wants to give us, as you spend the majority of your time and money sending money over to a place that wouldn't help us if we were in trouble. What are you going to do about mental health awareness? What are you going to do about banning these weapons? Nothing, because if you were going to do something, you would have done it by now. This place is going to hell in a handbasket. And you don't simply care. You don't care about a damn thing. That's why all of these so-called elected officials and lawmakers, all of you are a fucking joke. Because as long as you feather your nest and please people, please your lobbyists, as long as the checks keep cashing, do you really give a damn about the people? No, you don't. You don't give a damn about me or possibly anybody else who's listening to this. And you wonder why on the world stage, we are the biggest joke on the world stage. All of these senators and, and, and state reps and congressmen, all of these decision makers, and we can't get a fucking thing done because all of you sit up and argue and argue and argue when a decision is common sense. Common sense. But the problem is, you all don't want to sit and deal with common sense. What you would rather do is fight with each other. And why? Why do you want to fight with each other? What advantage do you have with fighting with each other? What? I don't think even you know. For all of the education that all of you have amounted, for all of the experience in doing everything, for all of it, tell me something. What have you learned? What have you truly done? Besides lie your way into office, what have you truly done? Answer me that. Of course, no one's going to answer me that. Why? Why aren't you going to answer me? Because you don't know yourself. You're spending all of your time trying to justify January 6th. At least one side of the floor is. The other side of the floor doesn't have a fucking clue what they're doing. Then if anybody asks you a question, you want to divert it. You have a psychopath, a sociopath, a pathological liar trying to lie his way out of stuff. Oh, yeah, that's all over the news. We spend more time with that. You have people on certain networks that want to sit here and tear apart 6 hours of footage that happened on January 6th and try to justify that, oh, he had nothing to do with that. You're trying to get back into his good graces when evidence has shown that you think he's out of his damn mind. But again, that's all that's all y'all think about. Babies have perished. Colorado. And the excuse that you have is the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. That's all you got. And any mere mention of trying to alter the Second Amendment is met with resistance when there's babies out here dying. Like I said, and I may be repeating myself, and I apologize if I am, but like I said, what happens when it's one of yours? What do you do then? Do you scream Second Amendment then? Do you say it is the laws of this country that every American citizen has the right to bear arms? Okay, well, if every American has the right to bear arms, felons can't. Thought you said everybody. But yet you have mentally challenged people going to buy guns, whether they're licensed or not. You're letting them purchase guns. Some of them have been licensed, other ones have not been. Kyle Rittenhouse walked. Remember him? Who went up to Kenosha and committed murder? He walked. That was his mother's gun. His mother. And Nothing happened to him. He walked. So tell me something. How many more school shootings need to happen? How many more school shootings need to happen before we finally get some kind of gun control around here? When are you finally going to tell the NRA go fuck themselves? Does one of yours have to perish? Or do you yourself have to perish? Because for the life of me, I do not understand why somebody needs a full-blown assault rifle to have in their home for what? Who the hell are you going to war with? Huh? Your neighbor? Why do you need an automatic rifle in your house? I'm really curious. Because what's going to happen if, I'm going to put this as a scenario for you. You're at home, and then next thing you know, you hear gunshots coming from your bedroom. You walk into your room, and your loved one is laying there, done, full of bullet holes. And your family asks you, why is there an automatic rifle in this house? What's going to be your excuse? What are you going to say then? You going to use the Second Amendment to keep your family from breaking your damn neck for killing their loved one? Of course you're not. Of course not. Like I said, I don't expect any of you in Washington, D.C. to understand what a civilian family deals with when they've had to deal with a school shooting. I don't expect you to understand because you know what? It didn't happen to you. So why would I expect you to feel any kind of sorrow whatsoever? Oh yeah, you can sit up and say that so-and-so was flying to go sit with the candlelight vigil. Yeah, you can do that all day. It doesn't matter until something is done. It doesn't matter until a bill gets paid. I'm sorry, not paid, but passed. There needs to be something done about this. And then something else I want to move on to real quickly, because I'm not going to spend this entire episode ranting and raving. As a matter of fact, I just might. Here in Detroit, we have an issue of these little young kids that have lost their mind, apparently. There's a current situation right now where an 80-year-old woman was assaulted by a kid in his 20s because he ran into her house demanding food and money. Clearly he was high. What did he do? He drugged the 80-year-old lady out and assaulted her. I believe I read the article correctly, sexually assaulted her. Somebody's mother, somebody's grandmother, somebody's auntie. So we have more than a problem, more than a gun problem here. We have a youth problem because clearly you kids don't get it at all. And I am a staunch supporter of capital punishment. And I really, really wish Michigan would get their head out their collective asses and reinstate it. Because you know what? Maybe it'll wake some of these kids up. Maybe not. But I would love to have it happen. And everyone wants to sit here and go, well, what about the person's family? They have mental defects. You know what? I'm about real sick and fucking tired about hearing about how people have mental defects because the bitch that killed my brother, Sarah Gaynor, got off on a mental technicality. So I'm not buying the whole mental issue. I'm not. Because my feeling is, if you did something foul, you were in your right mind. And a lot of people may disagree with me. They may want to argue with me about it. Feel free to. Feel free. Okay? But I'm going to tell you something. For all your mental incapacities, for everything else you want to sit here and say to me about people being off their rocker or they need to be medicated, tell you what, when you can get together for me a way to mentally test people, then come talk to me. Test these people to see just how messed up they are. And do it before they think about doing something to somebody else. Know what I'm saying? Because Whoopi Goldberg said it best earlier in that interview that I played. And that interview went down like this. We have to have a license to drive, right? We have to have a license to practice medicine. We have to have a license to do pretty much a little bit of everything in this country, correct? And in some cases, when things happen, in some cases, the first thing that they want to do is they want to run a mental capacity test. Why not do that before giving somebody the right to bear arms? Why not have a mental competency test? Why not? Since you want to make excuses for people, since you want to make excuses for all these senseless tragedies that have happened within the last 10, 15 years. And then if that person makes it through custody, and if that person makes it through the arraignment, the first thing that the attorney wants to do, that the defense attorney wants to do, is claim that this person is mentally incompetent. Insulting victims. Insulting the family of the victims. This person had a mental issue. Okay? That person has a mental issue, so they still shouldn't suffer the consequences of their actions. They should be treated differently. Should that be the case? So you mean to tell me that I could run out here and start smacking people around and claim that, oh, the voices in my head made me do it? When does that not become a valid excuse for half of the people that have done things to get away with? Because think about it, the guy that shot the movie theater in Colorado, I ain't heard nothing else about him. But when the DC snipers claimed that they had mental instabilities, yeah, we both know what happened with them, don't we? See, I'm wondering something. Had the Tennessee police not taken out that little bastard that took those kids' lives and those administrators' lives, I wonder if he would have laid down his weapon on his own, what kind of treatment he would have got. Kyle Rittenhouse got what? Burger King and a pat on the back, and he walked. Anybody heard about Dylan Roof lately? What about the asshole in Charlottesville? Anybody heard about him lately? When is enough enough? That is my question. When is enough enough? That's all I'm wondering. I'll be back on. I'll be back soon enough. I'll be a little bit more prepared. This was freestyle, y'all. I just had to get this off my chest because I took this personal. Take care of each other and love each other. I'll see y'all soon.